Hey everyone, welcome back to Tales from Teletraan. And in this corner is everyone who wants to go for it. Mr. Wilbur, you go first.
It's Optimus Wilbur, everyone. Back again. If nobody knows what I do, I review Transformers, and because I'm from Scotland, I do it in a kilt on YouTube, so there you go.
Okay. Pack.
Hey, what's up? Y'all know me. I am Pack from the channel 3 Live Stream, where I do random stuff, toys, wrestling, basically life. And you've seen me there before. Danny's been on, Input's been on. Maybe one day Optimus Wilbur will be on.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Go ahead, Danny.
It's me, your favorite ocean-dwelling mammal, Danny Dolphin. You can find me here on YouTube, like how this is spelled, Danny Dolphin, and OMG Danny Dolphin, like spelled here on Instagram. And yes, you can find my wonderful face and toy pickups and all that friendly content that I make. Yay, me. Where can they find you, Input?
You guys can find me right here on the YouTubes. Of course, you can find me there, and you guys can find me on Instagram, and you guys can find me on Reddit, and you guys can find me over on the second channel. That's in-put 2.0. Just spell it out. You guys know how that goes, and all that good, crazy stuff, just like the picture says. Duh. So,
Wait, a second channel?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Is this the first time you were advertising that to the masses?
No, I did it last week, too.
Okay, my bad.
But that's probably where a good majority of the stop motion and stuff is going to land over on that second channel from now on. So, yeah. So this week in Transformers news, this episode is being pre-recorded. So we're probably going to miss stuff that's going to come up later in the week. And, you know, for that, we'll cover next week. But all the late breaking news and everything. But this week in Transformers news, new Transformers Victory Haslab stuff teased. Transformers news is a Transformers Victory Haslab teased. You know what? To be straight up honest, if this ends up being a Haslab thing, they can keep it. I don't care what it is. It could be Star Saber teamed up with Victory Leo, and they can combine and do all this other stuff after what Haslab did with Unicron and everything else. I don't care. I said I'll never back another Haslab project. I don't care what the figure is. I don't care none of that stuff. I could care less. And this is one of those cases. I don't care. What do you guys think?
I don't care anymore.
Victory is a soft spot in my heart. I really want to see what it's going to be first. Because if it's like a £400 Victory Saber, unfortunately, I will buy it. I know I'll buy it because it's Victory. I'd rather have Victory over the Unicron.
Yeah, since I didn't get burned on the Unicron stuff, I'm so in for this, yeah.
Oh, which character would you like to be?
Deathsaurus. Yeah, Deathsaurus.
Ah, same time, yes.
You're looking at Death. You're looking at Deaths. It would have to be the main two or the main three with Victory Leo, Deathsaurus, and Star Saber. It's the only three I can see them trying. I would rather see if they've done that. I mean, because what's next is that they're really going with that Shattered Glass universe. I would love to see this as like how the Generation Selects. Just, right, okay, here's a little... Just bring it in like they've done with Titans Return and stuff. The Headmasters, I mean, we're getting some extra figures from that Japanese side. I'd love to see them do something like that. But it'd be interesting to see what Haslab do. But I'm the same boat with your Input. I still think they'll screw it up somehow. They'll do something. They will screw it up somehow.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing is like after, you know, basically, man, after they blamed the fans for, you know, Unicron not being colored right and all, basically us not getting what was advertised to us and Hasbro turning around and blaming us, and then that atrocious interview they did with Unicron.com, dude, that guy should be ashamed of himself 100%. And they're trying to, gaslight us in this believing that the mall in the movie was blue and all this other nonsense. Dude, I'm done with Haslab 100%. I love Victory. Huge soft spot in my heart, just like you, Optimus Wilbur.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And they could throw a 3-pack at me. This could be, this could be Dino King. This could be whatever the case may be from Victory.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I'm out. I'm automatically out. Whatever Haslab decides to do.
Yeah, I can see your point, dude, because out of the three of us, you did buy Unicron. You did get bumped, because it's I was on the show with you that night. We were all discussing it, and I do remember you saying nothing was spoke to you. You had nothing, no input, nothing. Pardon the pun with the name, obviously, but when you look at Kickstarter, you find out all the steps of the way, and you got 3 updates, and then by the way, it's getting shipped.
Yeah, that's it. And then, but that's the thing is I don't mind the color changes. That doesn't bother me. But like I said, what bothers me the most about it is them trying to gaslight us into thinking one thing and then blaming us for not catching the color changes. It's because at the end of the day, you gave us one update, and the last update you did was us, us getting it shipped to us and everything. And the entire time they led us to believe that everything they showed us up to that point was, the pre-release prototype type situation of, before all the paint and stuff gets added. And that wasn't the case. And like I said, I'll reiterate it again. They gaslit us. They attempted to, and then they blamed us. No, you're not going to fool me once, dude.
I know Toy Hacks is trying to fix the Unicron Maw just now. I've seen that. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 sets, but I can see that being a dear set to do Unicron on, to fix some of the things it was originally shown.
And you know what? And the thing is, you spend $650 on something after shipping, and some people are spending $1,300, whatever it is. After everything's said and done, you shouldn't have to spend that kind of money. I shouldn't have to spend anything else on Unicron to get him the color that was advertised to us. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have to spend $20 on a sticker sheet. I shouldn't have to spend, $35 on some 3D printed part. I shouldn't have to spend $5 on paint just to airbrush the piece and spend all day or weekend or whatever tearing it apart just to paint it the proper color. I shouldn't have to do any of that at all.
That's Hasbro taking your money for granted. Exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing, because I think we can all agree that one of my main worries, if you were going to look at it, if you're going to take anything from the Unicron experience and then recent experience, is obviously QC. How are they going to handle it? Because QC just now is atrocious. I've seen a few people with Trax. Trax has got so many problems. I think everybody knows with Galvatron now. It's just been a nightmare. It's not. Yeah. It's not looking great. I mean, is it worried me for Black Zarak? A little bit. I will be honest with you in that, for the Generation Select Black Zarak.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm conflicted because I didn't have any problems with Scorponok, so I'm putting trust in the Black Zarak and stuff. But I said it, a few episodes ago, whenever they showed pictures of Trax and everything, and the whole back was completely clear. I mean, guys, you guys have to understand. It's clear plastic as a backpack. That's all they've been making these figures out of for the last 2 waves. If it's a car mold, the Dotson brothers, Trailbreaker and Hoist, they had clear plastic front pieces and stuff. And these are all hinged clear plastic. They're gonna break. It's gonna snap. Don't look at a character or a figure and be blinded by the fact that you either love that character or you love the way the figure looks or whatever. You have to sometimes be critical of these things. And having a clear backpack like that in a high traffic area, or having a hinge made out of clear plastic, that just, why, for the sake of a windshield, just paint it black. Just do all blue plastic and paint the windshield black.
Well, I don't know if any of you have seen, because that's the 3D printed parts for the Ark already in production before the figures even mass released to even us, to fix the gaps, the holes, everything. I mean, that, I know a lot of people want it. I'm not poo-pooing people that want the figure. I get why people want it, but it kind of shows how bad they dropped the ball on this one. Like, there's the parts ready. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be dear parts. It's massive gap fillers, massive. And they have, like, say, like the one with tracks I seen was the wings. The wings like to break easy. I have seen that. Fortunately, touch wood, my Jazz has been good with the plastic backpack. I've been okay with that, but that's never getting transformed again now. So if tracks is the exact same, I think one and done with the transformation for me. If I do pick him up. But again, I'm kind of like you, dude. It's like, do you waste your money, be blinded? Or you start to see, by the way, the quality control is getting kind of out of hand now. And that's where, if, say for talking's sake, as Haslab Victory, if it's Victory Leo, and it's going to be $600, we all have to put down $100 each for pre-order, then pay up the rest, or we just slap down $600. That is a lot of money for something that we don't know what the hell's going to happen to. That's a lot of money.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and all this is just rumor and speculation. I will say that I really do find it very odd that they would do anything, HasLab would do anything that wouldn't be something the size of like Unicron or the Barge or, you know, a Sentinel or something like that, like something that massive. That doesn't have space for retail at retail. You can make Starsaber a commander class figure, and then the next year, because they're talking about earlier this year doing 2 commander class figures a year now instead of doing a Titan, and supposedly the Ark is going to be the last Titan. So if they're going to do 2 commander class figures a year, you can easily throw Starsaber and then do Victory Leo in that, and then there you go. You got your 2 commander class for that year.
Yeah.
And you got Victory people happy, and then next year do Deathsaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just might be worried about the molds though, and like if they don't sell, so that this is like a safer way for them to do it, I guess.
I guess, but I mean, they're pumping out things like, you know, like a zombie barricade for Walmart, or a sparkless soulless seeker or whatever for Walmart, and
Yeah, but
you know, I don't know. I just think it's odd, just an odd choice for some of the stuff that they're letting be, say, exclusives, or letting be, you know, retail exclusives or whatever. Versus, like, they made Prowl and Ironhide a 2-pack exclusive to Amazon. I mean, they could have easily made that a wider release of each figure individually, right?
Yeah. Maybe a timed exclusive and then have it for rest of retail, but only on Amazon was, that's not cool.
Right, exactly. So,
but this stuff, I think maybe they think people, if they don't know the character, they're too young or something, they might pass on this in a store. So they just want the people that are super interested to invest. I don't know. I get it. It's weird, but
I think at the end of the day, if I do end up getting it, I'll get it from a scalper on eBay. Or, you know, like that's, I don't condone that stuff, but that's just me speaking out of anger if this is truly the case, because you know, stick to my guns and I'm not buying it.
I think I'll have to see it if, and it's a big if it's going down the lines of the Unicron side, I think all of us would agree we're probably just cheaper buying a Generation 1 version.
I would just say if that's the case, if this is what they're doing, and truthfully, just buy the Masterpiece version and then buy the KFC version of Victory Leo. There you go. Yep. You're spending the same amount of money.
And both quality figures.
isn't HasLab stuff supposed to be that stuff that's really large, that's very niche, you know? So what are they trying to hit on with Victory? Because you were like, this is speculation, and that's another question. When's the last time that we saw something as speculation, especially on a major site like this, and it not be true?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of the stuff that, all the rumors and stuff from the past year and a half, you can start to see they're finally starting to happen. They're finally starting to come true and everything too. So
Yeah, it's almost like Bible anymore. If you see it, it's like
I tend to think, I don't want to say website names, but I tend to think like this, like TFW seem to always get spot on. If they've showed this, I'd imagine something's going to come.
Oh yeah, this has been so rumored for so long. Yeah.
If it's other websites,
It's
like
happening.
they were promoting Here's Studio 86 Optimus Prime box art, and it was the Earthrise Optimus Prime badly photoshopped.
Yeah, this isn't themed with even that legacy stuff because it's like they could do whatever in that plus this. So
Yeah, I think this will happen. It'll be interesting to see what it's going to be. It really will, because then if they do that, will they do Zone again? Doubt it, but I'd love to see Zone get some love.
oh, but what figure from Victory could be warranted to go through HasLab?
I think it's Star Saber, Death Source.
Why Star Saber is a nice masterpiece. I'm baffled as to what the hell they would try to funnel through there.
If I remember the Star Saber, was that not a online competition between Star Saber and various other masterpieces? And Star Saber won.
There was that who gets the Matrix or whatever, and then the fans voted on it being Optimus Primal. So this could be like some leftover. This could be like some kind of leftover Power of the Primes gimmick for Star Saber, that they had Star Saber kind of cooking on the books for a while.
They've had
an evolution gimmick.
Yeah, they've had a Star Saber in the works, I bet you, for a while. And like I said, I think it's just like they're too worried if it's too risky for mainstream, because so many people that don't know a character will pass on them, nowadays.
Look at the Armada Prime. The Armada Prime, all we ever seen was that 3D printed version. We've never ever seen anything produced. Like the redo of Cybertron Prime done really well in Siege. That done extremely well. But like, it's took third party to bring back the ones that hasn't came from Hasbro. With like Armada Prime and now Armada Megatron, and now Energon Optimus Prime. Be interesting to see what these ones are going to be. But I think it's going to be big. It has to be the two commanders. It's going to be probably Victory Leo and Star Saber together. But they could do a 3-pack, like you said, just put all three in it as commander sizes, and that would justify the $600.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but 3 commanders, that wouldn't be $600.
I know, but this is Haslab we're talking about. This is that's what I'm saying. It's not worth $600, but they'll try and justify why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's what. No way in Earth is 3 commanders worth $600. No way in Earth. Not even one commander is worth like $100. The fact that now they're trying to charge Rodimus Prime over here at £100 is laughable.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is the right move for anything from Victory at all. I mean, if you make it an exclusive, I can understand it being an exclusive. I can understand it being a box set for something like like Dino King or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can get all of that, but for them to be a HasLab type of exclusive, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I could see this being like an Amazon or a Walmart or something like that, or Big Bad Toy Store or something like that exclusive. But
watch, as soon as it gets announced, it'll be underwhelming. It will be. Always is. Well, that's it.
Right?
Yeah, it's a sale. It's a sale. That's what's going to happen as well. No, but I if they were going to give us some love from Victory, do it as a Generation Select. Because what they're going to do with Shattered
Yeah.
Glass, here's a repaint of the figure you've already got from the other lines, but they're the actual proper faction. It's like, you're ready, so it's like, no, give us something new in Generation Selects, and I wouldn't mind the Victory figures.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Especially, you brought up a perfect example, dude. If Shattered Glass, arguably more niche than Victory, can get some kind of Hasbro, like Hasbro Pulse exclusivity here, they really should have done the same thing for Victory. But then again, this is all speculation and whatnot. Want to make that clear, but plus I also kind of think that it's don't you guys think it's a little too soon to do another HasLab Transformers project?
Oh, Hasbro, of course not. I mean, if there's money to steal from us, they'll do it.
Yeah, they're putting out the Star Wars ones quite frequently.
I mean, how many things need to be flashed in front of our eyes? I mean, it's a never-ending
cycle.
It's a never-ending cycle, and it's like, you know what? Chill out a little bit.
But am I right in saying the HasLab Transformers has really been the only like productive side at the most for like so these type of special editions compared to Star Wars and like Power Rangers and that, right? X-Men, sorry. So it was the Unicron one really the only one that got like big attention. That's what I'm trying to remember. I didn't pay attention to the Star Wars or X-Men because I'm not into them.
Oh, the X-Men thing, like the Sentinel, got the lights, got all this other stuff that truthfully Unicron should have got. But and they got God, dude, and then everything that they got with it, they got the extra figures, the alternate heads, the Tri-Sentinel head, the Master Mold head. It came with a lot of stuff, and it was $100, $150 cheaper.
So that got more love compared to the Unicron.
Yeah, way more love.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they just I feel like they're just taking the whole idea of something shifting and moving and transforming into something else more than what it is anymore. To be honest, in my opinion, it's not as hype as what it used to be. And like you said, Marvel Legends getting a lot more love, and I think they just think, oh well, it's two different things. It's something that moves into something else, and yeah, it's getting kind of old. If that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from, Pac. Yeah, because like if you're into X-Men, you've never seen a gigantic Sentinel figure like that. None of us have. Whereas, how many Unicrons have we seen? Fair enough, this is the biggest Unicron. It's bigger than the Titans, but we've already seen it. Of course, it's a brand new take on the character, well, a different style, so to speak. Because if it's the War for Cybertron version. But yeah, I see what you mean, because it's like if you're an X-Men fan and here's your chance to have like a massive Sentinel, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Toy Biz Sentinel is, as good as it is and was and everything else, it's I wouldn't say it's aged poorly, but it is based on a completely different look for that Sentinel. Mm-hmm. It's very reminiscent of the 70s design, so which is like the 90s cartoon design and stuff, but it's very reminiscent of that. But it is kind of stylized into like that later 90s, early thousands type of Sentinel look, when they started drawing them differently a little bit and everything. Mm-hmm. It is stylized towards that, but the new HasLab one is completely Chris Claremont 90s X-Men look, 100%. So, but yeah, so that's the HasLab, all that good crazy news stuff. And we'll rant over, I guess. Last week we did talk about the Generations War for Cybertron Deluxe Covert Agent Micromaster Decepticons Forever Ravage official reveal. Jesus, that's a name, isn't it?
That is some name. that is some name. It's ready to put me off it.
He looks good though.
He does look like a good figure. I'll pass because obviously I'm not the biggest Beastie fan. I think everybody knows that
Beasties.
now. Big Beasties fan. But the name, oh my god, what a name for a figure.
Yeah. If we could give some time and energy to that Beasties title, that's nice. Beasties.
Beasties tonight at 7:30.
I will say, I know people originally when they announced this, people were kind of questioning, the scale because he is a remold of the Cheetor and everything, and people were questioning the scale. And they were showing pictures, he's supposed to be bigger than Cheetor, and people were getting upset because it's just a remold, and they were assuming one thing and whatnot. But he is bigger than Cheetor.
Yeah, he's way bulkier.
Yeah, he is taller than the Cheetor as well, the deluxe class Cheetor. So I'm thinking he's a bigger deluxe, maybe small Voyager, big deluxe type of scale. He does come with little G1 Ravage right here, and he comes with, I will say my favorite thing about this entire thing is it comes with a little cardboard playset where G1 Ravage can sit in the tape deck, kind of recreate that scene from Beasties.
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 I've started something.
There's your title, bro.
Beasties. Beeline Creative Transformers, Geeky Tiki's Optimus Prime Bumblebee plastic mugs found at U.S. retail. If you guys care, they are $13 for some Tiki mugs. So, Bumblebee movie Blitzwing Smart Kit. I guess this is a model kit. So, Iron Factory Void Tyrant Legend Scale Galvatron IDW Galvatron from Iron Factory. Iron Factory EX49 Last Prophet Legend Scale Alpha Trion colored images. I mean, you guys really want an Alpha Trion, right? It's Iron Factory, so I'm really meh when it comes to Iron Factory.
Yeah.
Way too expensive.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
on
the
this
price,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. If you guys like it, you win. But yeah, not really. I've never really been into Iron Factory too much. And Transformers Grimlock Silver Sword Letter Opener by Icon Heroes. If this has a 5mm plug and you can put this into your Grimlock's hand, how cool would that be? Giant metal die-cast sword, wearing down your joints on your figures. But yeah.
Man, I'm just waiting for us to talk about the big boy. That's what I'm waiting for.
What's the big boy?
Come on. What got announced yesterday?
Oh, I don't know. What got announced yesterday?
More shattered glass action. That's why I'm like, man, I tried to get myself a little bit better because you know how much I like shattered glass too.
Well, there it is. Let's, I'm going to steal Danny's phrase. Let's talk about it, Pack. Transformers Generation Shattered Glass Jetfire revealed yesterday. Danny, I know you talked about it on your channel, and so guys, go check that out. But go for it. What do you guys want to say about it?
Oh.
I'll make it easy on my side. Again, it's another figure I'm not buying.
Ouch.
I am outright refusing to buy Shatter Glass.
You don't like shattered glass Optimus Wolverine?
I think it's see if it was different molds. If it was different molds, I would go, yeah, right, okay, it's something new. But it's the Jetfire we already got, and I don't need a second one.
Yeah.
If you get me, it's like that. It's like the whole Megatron thing. When we've seen Megatron, it's like that is one of the worst things we've seen. Blur is the Studio Series version, and everything else has been from Siege or Earthrise. Again, it's just... I'll pass. It saves money for me, actually. So
Hey, everybody's got their own opinion. No problem with that. I'm actually thinking about selling my Commander class Jetfire so I can have this because I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really want both. And I'm a little more enamored over the the stories that are a little more different. And Shattered Glass is a nice, different story. I'm a big comic book fan too, so expanded universes or multiverses really intrigue me. So
I think that's where it's lost to me. That I'm not a comic book guy. That's the thing. I think I totally get with people that like read the comics or like are massive comic book fans. I can get the love. I I can't, unfortunately. That's not to say this isn't nice. I think the colours are smart. I just find it funny that yet again he's going to switch side again.
yeah, it's a definite another throw at us, but I'm surprised they just didn't call this Dark Skyfire because this thing looks a lot like it to me. Input.
I agree. I will say what I do find interesting is I know Skyfire was the rumor, or Jetfire was the rumor for the longest time to be the last figure, especially, when they said that Starscream's chasing down Jetfire through the universe or whatever to find, all the mysteries or whatever that basically they gave away the whole story for the comic book. Jetfire was the rumor from that, but I will say I didn't have really a whole lot of hopes of Jetfire actually being that. I put my money more on Ultra Magnus than I did Jetfire, just because of how big Jetfire was. I didn't see them doing a commander class as an exclusive.
It goes to show you they will money grab at anything. That is no money grab is safe.
Right, and I think too, like the Ultra Magnus would have been the easy, safe bet to do. But I don't think they wanted to do another head sculpt or anything. And that's what I've seen a lot of people complaining about is this one doesn't have a new head sculpt.
Yeah, if it did, that'd be cool.
I'm trying to remember here because I've been on the Shattered Glass train ever since I caught wind of it. Around the late 2000s, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember a Shattered Glass Jetfire, bro.
Yeah, he had
He's around, yeah.
Yeah, he had, was it the BotCon?
What color palette was he? Was it
this color-ish?
Yeah. Yeah, he's black.
But the Dark Skyfire that was just Jetfire before he was an Autobot, that was this color. Dark Skyfire was Jetfire before he was an Autobot.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're kind of wondering where this color scheme came from.
Technically, it should be Dark Skyfire with a Decepticon symbol. I don't remember a Shattered Glass Jetfire.
Was there no Legends? Remember the Generations about 10 years ago, and they had Powerglide, and they had the Decepticon version of him, but they had that colour scheme as well.
Yeah, that's exactly where it came from.
Is that where it came from? Because I've got that colour scheme. I know I've got that one down the stair. Because that's when I seen it. But to actually ask that, because I did see people complaining about that they haven't seen Jetfire at all in the comic book. I did see people talking about that. And I was like, what? I didn't know this, that he was not a part of it.
I don't see a lot of talk over this being the wrong version. Maybe there's just a lot of new people who weren't into Shattered Glass originally.
Well, maybe, and who knows? In the comic they may even describe why he looks different or whatever. They might go into detail about that.
All right.
Because we don't have any details as far as the comic goes yet.
No. But yeah, he's had this color because they had that Ironed Factory figure in 2005 that looked like this.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's reasons for the color scheme, but I will say I love the color scheme, and the thing that I love the most about it, man, is with him where he's got the armor on. He's just got this lime green, fucking border. I don't know. I love that. I think it looks so sick.
The colours are really smart. That's the one thing I do like. The colours pop instantly. The Ultra Magnus thing, I would love to have seen that. I've got to be honest. That would have been interesting, but that would be another Ultra Magnus, because is Takara not bringing out the premium finished one
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
true.
time? And there's really nothing. It's just the Siege one, but grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Shadow Glass, they have weird stuff. Like some of them are like character swaps. Some of them are like Prime, or they're just like Decepticon purple and greens. Like this guy, like they're just Decepticon colors. There's like a few different like things they have in that universe.
Yeah.
Where it's like not some of it doesn't even make sense. You know, like Starscream's a Jetfire swap, but this is just Decepticon colors. And there's a couple other ones, I can't remember them, but there's a couple other weird things that they just are that way. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, black and this green are we've talked about before, and put black
Yeah.
with this green. I love it with shoes. I love it with almost anything.
Yeah. And this is I think this Jetfire is going to get a big old DX sticker slapped on his back.
Will they do more Shattered Glass though? Do you think?
Do what?
Will they do more Shattered Glass or?
I think if this sells well enough, I think Shattered Glass isn't off the table for anything.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, man, I just don't know why. For some reason, Shattered Glass isn't huge. You know, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people in the Transformers community are like, meh, no. But I'm like, yeah.
See, I'm kind of like that, dude. I'm kind of like that. I would pass. I'd pass over Shattered Glass for no Japanese exclusive.
Ooh.
That because I love the Japanese stories, compared to say Shattered Glass or like Hearts of Iron, stuff like that, like all these comics. That's just me. But I know I've seen. Like I said, as soon as I seen the comments, there was a bit of confusion, but there was a lot of love for this, especially the colour scheme. Like I said, the colour scheme stands out. It pops instantly as soon as you look at it. It's the problem I've got. It's the same figure. That's the only thing. I'd love to have seen something different with the whole Shattered Glass universe. Just something just a little bit different. Not just here's Megatron for the 6th time of the same mold of 4 versions you already have.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's my gripe with it. Apart from that, like sort of the colour schemes, like Blur looks amazing, but I won't own it.
That's why I don't think they're going to do anymore, because you get a lot of people who are like, no.
But they want it to work, because like for them to adopt just the another thing where you just color a figure, like they love repaints, Hasbro. They want this to work out, but
yeah, like I still like the Shattered Glass Drift mold from like 2012. I love that toy.
It's a good mold.
Shattered Glass.
The only one I will buy, and everybody can call me on it right now if Rodimus comes out, because I'm a hot rod guy. I would buy the Shattered Glass Rodimus because I missed out on the Power of the Primes.
Oh, they're just coming out with Rodimus right now, so I'm sure that's happening.
My order's already ended over here. That'll be delivered next month for me, and I can't wait. Rodimus Prime, I can't wait for that. I don't care spending £90 on them.
I will say that I do hope this is the start of a Shattered Glass line.
Me too.
Where, I mean, it's a Haslab exclusive or Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and I'd be okay with that, because something like this should be an exclusive. Like these oddball characters and stuff from an alternate universe.
Yeah, this is fine to have as a different not in store thing.
Right. And so I think, that's fine. And if they keep doing it like this, I'd be perfectly fine with it. But as long as they got to keep going with this, because this is, it's awesome that they're doing Shattered Glass. But I will say I agree with Optimus Wilbur, man. That Megatron was a poor decision.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks horrible, man. It's such a disappointment.
I mean,
I like the white, but
the white's really nice. The colours are nice. The only thing that got me is the minute I saw it, it's like, we can all make that Megatron figure with our Megatrons right now. That was the only thing that got me, and it was like, oh, here we go with the laziness. Then when I seen Blur, okay, they changed the face and like small things. The colour I love on Blur. I will give them that. The colours on all these bots are beautiful. But the one thing they would have to do, if they go proper into this, then they're going to have to re-release that Optimus Prime and Ratchet from the Generation Select.
Do you think they're going to re-release it?
They would have to do it, in my opinion, because look when that came out, and now they are so hard to get hold of. Even over here, I seen it in one of the websites I buy from, and they had like a few in stock, and they're wanting close to £100 for these two figures, just because of how hard they are. Say Shatterglass does take off, and they bring a couple of more figures, and if they see the money's in it, I think they will re-release they too. There's like the trailer, there's Optimus Prime, they'll do it. They will do it. Because they know us, they know we'll spend the money if it's another Prime or something like that. If we're collecting certain lines, or if we're interested in having one figure. That's the only thing. But then, it's where does it stop? Because now, are we going to see everything from Earthrise and Siege get re-released again in different colours?
Oh man,
that's the only problem.
Well, I will say this, that if they want to continue doing the Shattered Glass line, whatever they want to do, I will buy it, but they have to be real careful, because I will stop buying the mainline stuff and only buy the Shattered Glass stuff.
Well, that's it, dude. After Beast Wars, where did they go?
I mean, they can go anywhere, dude. They can go Armada. They can go Beast Machines. They can go, anywhere they really wanted.
Especially with that name legacy, that means they could do anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Generations meant the same thing. That ended up just being G1, like a G1 dump. But I mean,
it has the potential to do whatever, though. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, is like, I hope they do whatever. I hope Legacy lives up to it. We're gonna see another Optimus Prime. We're gonna see all that stuff. But like I said, I really do hope Legacy lives up to its name.
Because if we're going with like say time frame, this could be the tide over to the movie toys. Because the movie toys will probably be the next big thing.
That's true.
So
there's going to be so many movie toys with that new movie coming out.
Yeah. Because I've already seen pictures of Mirage, even though it's Jazz, but it's Mirage, but we'll still call it Jazz.
It's a Mirage. Really is a Mirage.
But I think we'll see where it all goes. Mm-hmm. That's part of the fun of being in the fandom, right? Where it all goes, right? So
that's it. I mean, there's always something for somebody. That is the most important thing. If you look at all this, and that's a great thing about it. Like, there is going to be something I love that somebody else doesn't like, and it's vice versa. And at least we always have something, and that's the most important thing. My worry is they alienate this line. And it's purely just this line of everything that already came out.
But that's the whole point of this line. It's supposed to be everything. It's just a flipped reality.
I mean, if it has something else on top. That's what I'm saying, but see, like, the Generation Selects, if that was, like, the Victory line, like, saying, like, we're going to bring some Generation Selects, this is purely going to be Victory, I'll be happy with that, because then I'd stick to the Generation Select.
Yeah, I just don't see that, because the Generation Select is like, they won't put new molds in there, it's a repaint thing. Yeah.
So what do they do now? It's like, you can't make an arse. You've already done Shattered Glass already and Earthrise, so it's, okay, what do we do?
Right. Now, we got, after the reveal of Jetfire, officially licensed 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle by Renegade Game Studios. If you guys care about that, IDW 2019 Comic Series 5-page preview of issue 32. Walmart Collector Con announced for July 22nd through the 25th. This is the same thing they did last year. So scalpers are going to go crazy. So good luck getting anything from this, you guys.
Good luck getting anything from Walmart.com ever.
Yeah, no joke. Takara Tomy Premium Finish War for Cybertron 03 Ultra Magnus. And this is the all gray Ultra Magnus. We talked about that last week. Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom on Netflix. FJ DeSanto photos from mixing sessions. First look at the Retro Pop G1 Shockwave. It's a pop. It's Shockwave. There you go. Transformers Kingdom Maximal T-Rex available now on Target.com with Red Card Early Access. And there you go. So that's it for the news this week. So since we skipped pickups, tell me, you beautiful people, what did you guys get this week?
I go first. Did get a lot of toy hacks. So a lot of the bots did get toy hacks over the last 3 days. But I did manage to grab Ultra Magnus. I was going to say Ultra Marcus. Yeah, I grabbed Ultra Magnus.
I grabbed Ultra Marcus.
Yeah, if he's listening, dude, I grabbed you.
Wow, Wilbur, I didn't know you played that way. Yeah.
Oh, it's his voice. It's his voice.
Stuff goes different in the middle of the day, I guess. Here, let's do it.
Like I said to Danny, the only reason I picked this up was because I went in to get the Netflix Optimus Prime. That was the last one. It was reduced down to £25. It was half price, and a little kid wanted it. And I was like, dude, just take it. If you love Optimus Prime, take it. I don't care. So I picked up Ultra Magnus, which was reduced. What a letdown that was. My Galvatron came early. Thankfully, there was no faults in mine. But that's not to say that I'm not paranoid of it as well. I'm just scared in case something is going to go wrong. But arms were fine. And the pieces clipping in, sliding under actually, sorry, when he's in Karen mode, seemed to be fine, so touch wood, everything's okay with that just now. But on order, I'm still waiting on my Rodimus Prime, which should be next month.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, Danny, what'd you get this week?
Well, the only thing that matters that I got was this.
Oh,
it's arrived!
Yeah, Mr. Input's Custom Seeker. I showed my mom this. She was pretty highly impressed. But yeah, like I said, seeing these online, they're hella impressive. But actually seeing how good this is in real life is like, wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate that,
it's
Danny.
shocking, honestly. Yeah.
Does it still smell like paint?
I got one of the best ones. Just saying, he. Lucky me, but and you can own this figure too if you check out my eBay. I'm putting them at about $600 flat right now. No offers yet, but yeah.
No,
links down. Links on my channel. No, but thank you so much, Input. You know, I gave it the lick test. I bid it. It's delicious. Yeah.
Wow, it's absolutely stunning, that paint job.
And then yeah, I also got from Input. He did get me the Major Blood, so that's sick. From G.I. Joe, but I got this. They just had this in the store, that new Lady Baroness. But I mean, it doesn't. The neck is so long on it. Have you seen how long the neck is?
Yeah, I guess it's an easy fix. You can pop it off, trim it down, and maybe drill the hole a little bit deeper, and she looks a lot better.
I've never put that much work into a woman in my life, my friend. Yeah. But yeah, no. So there you go. Maybe just stay in the box. But good idea. I'm glad there's a fix for it. Honestly, joking aside, but yeah, that's what I got. What did you get, Pac?
I have nothing right now. On to the next.
All right, well, there you go. What did I get this week? I got an upgrade kit from Non-F for the Siege Sideswipe mold. I got a green spoiler and a black spoiler for the Walmart deep cover and the G2 Sideswipe.
Nice.
And yeah, that's what I got this week. So
man, I still need to get the Non-F upgrade for the fuck, I just forgot his name. The Decepticon wheeljack. Damn.
Oh, exhaust?
Yeah, I need to get that. I still need to get that Non-F kit for that.
I don't think it's on there on the site anymore, is it?
I thought it was, but hey, that was me looking like a month ago thinking, oh, that was yesterday.
Yeah, right. I do the same thing. I do the same fucking thing.
I go back later and I'm like, it was just here. And like, wait a minute. I guess that was 3 months ago.
Right. So, well, short pickups this week. And so, you know, but next week we'll have even more pickups because we'll be back at our regular scheduled Tails time, Tails Day, and all that good stuff. So,
So in this week's episode review of the Transformers Generation 1 cartoon, we're taking a look at the episode called Ghost in the Machine. everybody knows this episode. This is the episode where Unicron weasels Starscream into giving him a new body, and Starscream is tasked by Unicron to go get Trypticon's transformation cog and to get Metroplex's eyes, and just so he can get a new body, and then at the end of the episode, wire him up to Cybertron, so then Unicron can then take over Cybertron and get himself a new body. Now, there's a lot more to this episode than just that simple premise. So, Starscream comes back as his ghost form in the beginning and possesses Scourge, and makes Scourge end up attacking the Decepticons. Galvatron being Galvatron, and being Frank Welker's Galvatron, he tries to destroy Scourge, and orders the rest of the Decepticons to do just that. And this is while Scourge is possessed by Starscream. Starscream, Scourge Scream, whatever you want to call him, ends up flying away. Ends up meeting up with Unicron, and then Unicron tells him, hey, if you want that new body, I want a new body. You got to do me these favors 3. One is to go get the eyes of Metroplex, and in doing so, Scourge and Starscream arrive on Earth and get the eyes, but end up dropping one and shattering one, which I guess they're made out of glass. And okay, I would have thought they were made of Stunner stuff. Haha, pun intended. Get it? It's a movie reference. Anyway, but yeah, I thought they would be a little bit stronger than glass, but apparently they're not. Which, I mean, makes sense. Your eye is a lens, and if it's an optic, then it has to be a lens as well. Lenses are made out of glass. So, this is before the polycarbonate type of lenses and stuff, I guess. So anyway, one breaks, so they go get the other one, and then they go to Trypticon to get one of Trypticon's eyes. They go back to Unicron, put the eyes in, and Unicron says, "Bring me Trypticon." And Scourge is basically like, bro, we were just there. And Starscream, berates him for telling Unicron what they were, where the second eye has come from. But Unicron does know that each eye is different. I guess he just doesn't know which, one came from Trypticon. He doesn't know that, but he does know they're both different. He even says that they function the same, but they're wired differently or constructed differently. So I think that was a really cool nod, to kind of show that Unicron can actually sense the difference between the two eyes. I thought that was really, really neat. So, but anyway, so then they go back to Trypticon. They grab Trypticon. Starscream possesses Trypticon and brings Trypticon to Unicron. The Decepticons end up following Trypticon back to Unicron, and when Trypticon arrives at Unicron, Unicron says, I need his transformation cog, install it into my head. Which, okay, into the head, I guess. Alright, I always thought like a transformation cog was more in like the body, considering that's where most of the transformation for Transformers take place. But, hey, whatever. It's the only anatomy that Unicron has left is his head, so I guess it makes sense. But the Decepticons end up catching up with Trypticon. A battle happens in space. The Autobots are watching this battle happen the entire time. And no, I haven't been talking about the Autobots this episode. They do know what has been transpiring. Metroplex, when they took his eye, ended up transforming, couldn't see, and it kind of went on like a little mini rampage, just because he couldn't see where he was shooting. Now, the one takeaway from this battle that I took away from it is that he has a gut gun. I thought that was really cool. Metroplex does. He just shot lasers out of his stomach. I thought that was pretty interesting and pretty cool. So the Autobots do know what's happening. They do know what's going on, and they're trying to, stop Starscream. Now, this is one of those rare episodes where the good guys team up with the bad guys to stop the bigger, badder villain. But I will say, this episode, Unicron never once feels like the threat that he felt like in the movie. I know he's just ahead and everything, but I figured the Transformers themselves, both Autobots and Decepticons, would be a little bit more fearful of Unicron coming back. But they're stopping him and they're doing what they can to stop him, but they seem a little bit more blasé about it, kind of like, oh, okay, it's Unicron, I'm gonna go stop him, I guess. That's what it felt like to me. Anyway, so they finally get to Cybertron, and this whole time the deal is if Unicron gets a body, Unicron will give Starscream back his body. Well, he loses control over Trypticon, Starscream does, because they made it to Cybertron, and pretty much everybody was waiting for him, and Runabout and Runamuck deactivate Trypticon from the inside, and Starscream loses his connection right before Trypticon can connect the wires to Cybertron. Starscream's ghost flies out of Trypticon, lands right in front of Unicron, and says, if you want the connections, give me my body. And Unicron says, you got it, and gives him a body. And meanwhile, the Autobots, while this is going on, are planning energon explosives in the back of Unicron's exposed skull. So his brain module, I guess, is exposed or whatever. And like a second or two after the Starscream tells Unicron to go slag himself, if you want the connection, you do it yourself, and then throws the cables down. The energon explosion happens inside Unicron's head. Unicron and Starscream go flying completely off of Cybertron, off the planet, and Starscream ends up going flying past Galvatron and the rest of the Decepticons, and Galvatron loses his mind and starts shooting at Starscream and hitting him a few times. And Cyclonus says, he's not a ghost, because a ghost can't, why would a ghost be spinning uncontrollably through space? Now, this is the last time that we do end up seeing Starscream in the Transformers series until Beast Wars. And it's really not explained in Beast Wars how he died, but then again, time travel, dimension hopping, all this other stuff. Now, it does get explained in Beast Wars, but this podcast isn't there to that episode yet. So that's pretty much what happens in Ghost in the Machine. Now, this episode is animated really, really well. Very few animation mistakes. Very smooth animation. This is definitely one of, I would say, the labors of love for season 3. And this episode is very well regarded for a very good reason. It is a very awesome episode. It's great to see Chris Latta come back to the series as Starscream. Always a treat to hear his Starscream voice. And it's just a really well-written episode. It really is. And with the one good takeaway from this, you really get to see how big the city bots are compared to Unicron in this episode. Unicron's head is the size of Trypticon. So that's pretty cool to really kind of see that scale compared in this episode. So definitely a hard recommend for this for me. I will say that if you're going to watch this episode and you've never watched Transformers ever, watch the movie first so you get an idea of who Unicron is. And you don't really need to know anybody else in this episode, because the movie would tell you all about those characters and stuff like that. So if you're going to watch this episode, watch the movie first, and then this would be a pretty decent follow-up episode to that movie. Highly, highly recommend this episode. So yeah, guys, I'm going to take you back now to your regularly scheduled Tales from Teletraan episode.
So this week's topic is, when is enough enough? When do you guys start looking at your collection and say, I think I'm out. I think I'm done. I'm just too old for this stuff. Enough is enough.
I feel like we could talk for a while about this.
Divorce papers.
Divorce papers?
Yep. Divorce papers. That's it.
Go ahead, Wilbur.
No, that's it. That's really it. My wife's obviously joked. That is the divorce statement down the stairs. Yeah. But no, if I was going to stop when enough's enough, I don't think I could. I've got a collective personality where it's like if it was the gaming on the Transformers, I need to have something. I need to be surrounded by plastic crap. So it's like I have to have something round about me. But no, if it was me though, it would be divorce papers. I don't think at any age for me would I stop. My wife would have to stop me, and it would have to be a divorce.
Wow, that's heavy.
Ooh, so Wilbur's in hardcore.
And it's only because she would sell it and get a lot more. She'd get more than money than I would. That's it. She'd take me for the money. That's it. She doesn't love me. She wants my money. It's built up in plastic toys and Generation 1 toys and yeah.
No, Marie, no.
All right, so divorce papers we got from Optimus Wilbur.
Divorce
Danny, what is
papers.
enough?
Enough.
Beat that.
Yeah, no, I could not beat that. I'd say like dead because yeah, I know someone right now that's like 50 something and they've been in the hobby for like ever and they're still gun ho. So I'm like, okay, this will probably be me. So I mean, yeah, I don't really know, man. Like I said, like I'm like Wilbur. The more plastic I have around me and in my face and body, the happier I am. So it's kind of, I could see trimming stuff back or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it wouldn't be because of any like I just don't see myself never not collecting something. You know what I mean? Even if I was done with Transformers or something, which you know.
You would easily find something else.
Yeah, I'd be into like cards or like something ridiculous. But the thing I like about toy collecting more than gaming and stuff is like I collect all these games. They just sit on a shelf and I don't play them. But the toy, you open it, you put it on the shelf. That's basically what it's supposed to do. You might pick it up and transform it or move it or realign your display and all that. But that's exactly what it's supposed to do: is sit there on the shelf and stand there, right?
Right.
So like I feel like I get that from it. But yeah, like I said, yeah, I guess like I don't know what I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm pretty vain, so I'm not gonna be on this planet too long anyhow. So I'll probably, as soon as I'm getting a little too old, I'll be out, and then my collection will be somewhere. But yeah.
No, you're not. You're growing old with me because those two are the same age and a day
apart.
apart.
I'm too vain. I'm just too vain to be too old. But yeah. So yeah, the collection might need to be cleaned up, but.
That's fucking dark. All right.
I know, and me talk about me getting divorced.
Yes,
hey, I think
to a dark
Optimus.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny's taught me. She's taught
like I
me
said,
now.
this goes to a dark place for us. I think all of us, especially the people that are like me and Wilbur, we're all in gun ho. Like it's gonna take his wife to end it. It's gonna take me like getting wrinkles to end it. I don't know. Yeah, I love collecting. Like I said, I love the hobby. I love the passion. I love talking to you guys. I like going out and collecting. I love hunting. I love getting the figure, doing the stuff we do. So yeah, I mean, I've done this. Like me and Input had this conversation recently where I talked about one of the first Ninja Turtles I ever had, and I was like, 3 or 4 at the time, and I realized like I'll always have a passion for this kind of stuff, and like I was like a child thinking that stuff, and here I am, a grown dolphin today, and yeah, wow, doesn't seem like it's getting any freaking less crazy.
I think it's because like see like that amount of money on like if we take Rodimus Prime as a prime example for the money I pre-ordered it for, I would rather buy that than buy alcohol, if you get me, or go out. Yeah. I'm like that now where it's I've done all that, so to speak. It's like, and it's you never see that money again. Whereas if you're looking at a selling point of view, there is money there. But if you're no interested in selling it, I've got no interest in selling my collection. Then you do take pride in it. You really do take pride because it is like one of those things. It's like you want to see the museum, you want to see the collection. It's always I love that side. Just because I'm a big kid at heart.
Yeah, I'm not in it for the investment, but it's like, yeah, if things got really bad, like I wasn't.
Yeah, if things get really bad, Danny, you can
Yeah.
sell your Cyberverse collection.
Oh, which I am player. Yeah.
Oh, I saw those boxes. That's a lot of Cyberverse. G.
Yeah. I know. The person that's helping me get rid of it, they're like, they're an insane impulsive collector as well, and they're just
Oh,
like,
I
why
saw
the hell did you buy this? And I was like, yeah, I
Like
was
the
desperate.
first shot, I thought that was all you had. And you
Yeah.
panned out to some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then you panned out some more. I'm like, damn.
This is just make room for shattered glass, but what's coming?
Shattered glass.
This is all it's for. She's made room.
Well, yeah, more Beast Wars, more Shredded Glass, but
Jeez, yeah, that's a lot of Cyberverse. Pack, when is enough for you, buddy?
Man, okay. Are you talking about toys? Are you talking about collecting anything in general? Because Danny did touch on, I could see myself collecting something. What do you mean by when is enough enough? Is it just the toys?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say, man, this is enough, it's time for me to move on. It's time to pack it up. It's time to get rid of it all, put it in a box, put it in a closet, put it in, sell it, whatever. When is it time?
Man, so I've been thinking a lot lately about. I haven't bought a Transformer in a long time, and I like Transformers. I kind of like buying the older ones right now, but I've been thinking lately, like, I could see myself stopping one day. I'm just gonna pack up my shit, and what I have is what I have, and it's gonna stay with me. And I'll move into the hills with my shotgun and whatever I have, and that's all I'm gonna have. But yes, I have been thinking about a lot. That's why I started collecting action figures, because I was kind of getting bored with the same old, same old. So I can see myself quitting and going back to doing car stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I had a 2-year break because of circumstances from 16 to 18. And sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I would like to put some of this money into my vehicle, because we like to tune shit. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I'm like, fuck, my exhaust is going to cost me $450. And it's like, you know how that shit can add up real quick. So yeah, I've been thinking maybe I need to cut that back. So I cut it back, and now sometimes it just creeps into my head. Hey, should I quit? So I don't know. It's an ongoing question in my head that does not have an answer yet.
Well, Pat, to touch on that, I know what you're talking about with the cartooning, because I had, as much as I love Tracy's Honda Civic, I had the Type R, right, and I was still collecting at the time. What do you think I sold? I sold that Type R because I still wanted to collect the car.
Really?
Was not, yeah. As much as I loved the fast car and everything that was in it, I was like, nah, I still want my collection. I just sold the car.
Well, what I'm
that
trying
car.
to do is I'm not trying to let things, I call them, I try not to be on puppet strings. And when I keep saying Hasbro, and that's not Hasbro, just Hasbro, it's all the toy companies. They flash so much stuff at us.
Yeah.
You can't even stop to breathe. That's the thing I don't like. If I can find a way to work in a happy medium for myself, which I'm doing a good job, but I need to do a better job, then I won't worry about stopping. But I just don't like how they kind of manipulate and just treat us like we're still kids. Because, I mean, think about it. Big reveal, like, what, 2 to 5 times a week for something? Just for Transformers? That's only one brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I find myself, when I started collecting it, I wasn't even enjoying it. I was putting aside. What can I get next? Getting it, putting it aside. What can I get next? So I think what I actually would do is just tone it down and just try to enjoy the one piece I get for a lot longer before I go on to something else.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I definitely see that. I mean, that's kind of feel like, you get lost in the shuffle, right? Like you stop enjoying what you get just to be able to move on to the next thing. And in that regard, that's why it's called plastic crack, because you get that dopamine fix, and you start moving on to the next thing. You're like, I got my Roadbuster. Oh, I want my Inferno. I got to go find Inferno. Or I got to this or that.
For the royalty.
But I'm totally with you, Pac. Like I've thought about times where I'm like, do I want this this Minosaur, or do I want like the wheels and tires or suspension or supercharger or whatever for
Like
the car?
the other night we were talking about that con exclusive his tank that's the crossover that's Soundwave. I had to put it to bed, dude. I'm like, I got to put it over here because it's so awesome. And the old me would be obsessed with finding a way to get it if I didn't have the money. Now I'm just like, fuck it, I gotta just let it go. If it comes to me in the future, that's great. And I mean, that's a great piece. We're talking about the other night, right?
Yeah, that Soundwave his tank, because I showed you that Shockwave modern his tank that I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It's like the best his tank ever made, in my opinion. And I had to catch myself that night after we got done talking. I'm like, no, I gotta relax. I gotta chill a little bit.
Yeah, I caught myself doing the same thing because I got on eBay and I found one. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. It was like 200.
I did too. I think there were two of them.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I was like, I just, fuck, I could sell this, or I can do that, or I can move this around to this account. It's just you start thinking, and then I'm right there with you. I caught myself, and I was like, no, because what am I gonna do with it? I'm not. It's gonna sit next to the TV with all the other Soundwave stuff that I have.
See, I'm like that with the toy hacks just now.
Oh man.
Aye. Yeah, it's like there's new sets out, and it's like you've just dropped £80 on well, Marie won't listen to us, so that's okay. So I'm safe.
Papers incoming.
Oh, yep. But you drop that money, and then there's brand new sets coming, and then straight away, as soon as I've got money again, it's like, oh, order, thumb slipped. Do you know what I mean? That's my downfall just now. I've got to admit, as the Toy Hacks decals, that's going to be one where I'm going to have to slowly start nipping on the bud, because I have seen myself over the last year and a half doing it. Like, I've spent upwards to close to about £1,500 easy.
And see, and like we were saying earlier, like there's no, there's like no return on that stuff.
Oh, no.
They're just stickers.
No, that's the thing. It's
that's dangerous.
It's one of those things. That's what I'm saying. I've got such an addictive personality, but it's like see, just now it's like if I take gaming, this is like the first time I've not bought one of the next gen consoles, because it's like there's really not much of a difference between that and a PC now. Whereas now the only thing I've got to do with my PC is maybe slap in 32 gig of RAM if I want, which I'm going to do, just so I've got it. But there's nothing else I need to do for my PC for the next 5 years. But then if you look at like the console side, it's like, right, okay, well, you could do this, you could do that, but then there's the first line of machines sometimes are always the faultiest, so then you wait for the slim version. Do you know what I mean? That's where I've seen myself now put the pin in something with consoles, especially the new machines, and I love my gaming. I mean, I can like anybody who knows me knows I can game well into the wee hours of the morning. But I've actually seen myself with the PC saving money, which I'm shocked at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I got the Switch here recently, and I've spent more money on Switch games.
Oh, tomorrow. Hey, man, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. We need to hit it up tomorrow, man. We haven't raced yet. Man, damn it. Yeah.
Mario Kart. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I've spent more money on Switch games in like the last month and a half or so that I've, just on Switch than I have any other game collection that I have currently in the last 2 years, just because, you're out having fun with it. You want to enjoy it and everything, so, but.
Well, I think, Danny was saying something about she has a certain mentality that I used to have when I was a little bit younger. I always said I was not going to live to be past 40. I was rowdy, okay, doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been doing. But I've lived beyond 40. So prepare yourself now for what you don't think you're going to get to later. And when you get to later, you might end up being like me and Imp for a little bit, where you're like, you know what? I love collecting, but I'm just going to scale it back just to shade. So I think it's interesting to see the different phases we all go through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That's like the gaming side is the one side I don't think it would be. If I was scaling back, I never thought I'd see gaming be one, and it's became one. Just purely because of prices of the new consoles compared to, well, my graphics card is the same price as that console and it's more powerful. So it's, you look at things like that, then you weigh it up over the time it's going to take for like the console to get to the same spec, and that's the only thing I've scaled back on, really at all. But when it comes to Transformers and toy hacks, no, I can't see it. I'm I'm bad for it. That's my drug. Just inject it into my veins. Honestly, I'm terrible for it. Until I get divorce papers, then I'm then it's like, oh, there you go. I can't buy any more. They're all sold. Danny, have you still got that Cyberverse collection? So I've got something.
I'll just send you to stuff for free, and then if Murray wants to, yeah, it's all good.
Oh no, I have to let you see it. I have to let you see it. It's actually quite funny. She's said it for years.
I got some alien stuff that I could honestly send to you, so I just want, I should go through some boxes, find it.
You got those anime hose you can send out too, right?
Yeah, I do. Do you want some anime hose in the mail for free? Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. I'll find a couple that can go. I just need to get rid of it. I used to live through them. That's why I hate them now, because like before I transitioned, I used to live through the anime dolls, and now I'm just sick of them. There's a couple I wouldn't still mind, like a couple characters that I like, but I was buying them for like I didn't even like the character, you know.
Yeah.
And then it just became. I had
dropped that one to my wife. Look at that, Marie. I'm trying to still keep the show PG as well. So yeah. I'm just trying to say.
Look, Danny sent me some anime hose, Marie. Divorce papers.
Look at the size on it, Marie.
Yeah, Marie, look at that.
Actually, no, she'd look at it and go, "That's kind of cool." No, Marie, she would. But no, like she's always joked with me. It's always been that's a divorce settlement. Just sell that collection.
Like I don't mind hose stuff. That's why I just bought this. You know, like I've showed it off before, like the.
That's stunning.
Lady Death Ho, but like it's just some of that anime stuff that I'm like, kind of not feeling as much.
Right.
Like some of it I still like. There's a couple characters, but some.
You spent a lot of money on that lady.
I sure did. It's but at least she's dead.
Well, guys, I want to say.
Sorry.
It's okay. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to this pre-recorded episode of Tales from Teletraan. I want to say thank you, Optimus, Wilbur, and Pack, for joining us on this episode. And Wilbur, you want to give the world some wisdom before we leave?
Never sign those divorce papers. Fight up. You can win.